Yeah, here's my service. This is, I think, part of the same.
Don't do that. No shoes. Turn the other way. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. The first one was too quiet, I thought. Welcome, Rotarians and guests, to the June 1st meeting of the Rotary Club of Raleigh. It's great to see everybody's faces. Our fearless leader, Harrison Turner, is at banking camp this week. That's why I'm up here. My name is Carrie. I am the past president of this club, and I forgot how wonderful it is seeing everybody's faces from up here and all your wonderful Rotarians and guest faces. So before we get started, I'm going to ask our president-elect, Tommy Kelleher, to open us in and pledge.
Gary, I love that. That Harrison's at banking school at University of Penn, and Carrie says he's at banking camp. I love how much fun that implies. I hope he's having that much fun. So, baking camp. Oh, that's even better. I hope means find me anytime.
Thank you, Tommy. And speaking of no changes, if you haven't checked in, there will be no changes to the parking. There is a QR code over there. If you have not scanned the QR code, checked in, make sure you do that. Parking is free if you do that. Also, Tommy will be heading out June 10th to Taipei. That is a tradition of our incoming Rotary International President, so we are very excited about that. Have a great time.
Pretty
Yeah, and
I'll try not to embarrass you guys.
it will not, no. So, what else we got? Engage pledge. Intro of guests. Jen, do you mind doing that?
All right, if you are
a guest, I'm just gonna have you stand up, introduce yourself, tell us who you are.
Hey everybody, David Olshinsky. I reached out to my dad and I was like, how do I get connected with people from Raleigh? And he suggested the Rotary Club. I reached out to Linda and she was very welcoming, invited me, so I'm here for that. And I just graduated from Campbell Law School, so just a young professional looking to connect with a bunch of people. So.
Welcome, thank you.
I've got Sam Murray with me and he'll be introduced a little later.
Hey, I'm Ty Connors. Tommy graciously invited me. We know each other through Apostles Church and through a friend of a friend. So I own and operate Pegasus Decking, and I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. Hello, I'm Lynn Roman. I'm the president of the Clayton Rotary Club, and Tommy invited me here. We connected over at District Conference and hit it off, and he's like, you must come visit. So thank you so much. It's been nice meeting all of you. May I share our latest fundraiser, just to kind of put a little blurb in for 10 seconds? Oh, perfect. So we are having our current fundraiser is called Flags for Heroes. Has everybody heard of Flags for Heroes? All right, so it's on the Lee Hudson. We named it the Lee Hudson Flags for Heroes. So it's going on currently through June 20th. If you're interested in sponsoring a hero, it could be somebody that served, living or has passed away, to give us our freedom. It could be a spouse, it could be a child, it could be anybody who's your hero that's made a difference in your life. You can go on to the Clayton Rotary Club website and you can order the medallion and we can put it up. Currently, we have 1,000 flags on our fields. So we would love for you to participate and support the initiative. All of the monies go right back into the town of Clayton through scholarships, through, launch JOCO, but everything stays within our city. Thank you. We'll be hearing from you, right? We'll be hearing from you soon?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
You say Kurt wanted to say a few words? Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, we'll just go straight to that.
All right, thank you, guests and visiting Rotarians. That is a wonderful project, by the way. Very nice, long-running project. Mr. Kirk Warner, you have a Memorial Day. Since we did not need a Memorial Day, Kirk Warner has a few words to say.
It's echoing.
Since we missed Memorial Day, and I usually do this, I do a Memorial Day message, and we got D-Day coming up next Saturday, so we're kind of in between. I thought it was appropriate just to mention this. We kind of do it normally. 250 years ago, America officially declared its independence. The American Revolution spanned 8 long years, 104 blood-drenched months to be exact. More than 100,000 American men had borne arms in the Continental Army. Countless thousands more were seeing active duty service in militia units. They served across the entire eastern seaboard, in Canada, and off of England, in the mountains, and on the seas. This is a special year to pay tribute. The Revolutionary War dead lay in humble graves from the hills of Massachusetts to the deep swamps of Georgia. This Memorial Day is their day. It's a day to recognize and honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice. Valor rests with them. No one can know with precision the number of militiamen who were lost in the American Revolution. We do know that the war took a ghastly toll. It's conservatively assumed that over 30,000 Americans died while bearing arms, 12,000 of which while on prison ships off of Charleston in New York. Then of 30,000 that died, and that's very conservative. One man in 16 of military age died during the Revolutionary War. You start thinking about that, 1 in 16 of anyone of military age, which includes both sides of the revolution for folks that were Americans. In contrast, 1 man in 10 of military age died in the Civil War, and 1 American in 75 in World War II. Of those who served in the Continental Army, 1 in 4 died during the war. In the Civil War, 1 died, and in World War II, 1 in 40 American servicemen perished. Unlike subsequent wars, however, when numerous soldiers moved to civilians, relatively few impaired veterans lived in the post-revolutionary America. Those who were seriously wounded in the War of Independence seldom came home. They died due to shock, blood loss, or infection. Some survived the course for the remainder of their lives, or infection, cope with a partial or total loss of vision, gimpy leg, a handless, or footless extremity, or emotional scars that never heal. So at the gates of our national cemeteries, including the beautiful one over on Rock Quarry Road that we have here in Raleigh, is the first verse of the poem by Ted O'Hare to honor our war dead. The muffled drum's sad roll has beat, the soldier's last tattoo. No more on life's parade shall meet that brave and fallen few. On fame's eternal camping grounds, their silent tents to spread, and glory guards the solemn round, the bivouac of the dead. On this, the dawn of the 250th anniversary of American independence, let's not forget those who paid the ultimate sacrifice for our new nation. They rest in valor in our nation's cemeteries and remote lots in woods and farms, in their silent tents and eternal camping grounds of the bivouac of the dead.
Thank you for bringing me these tributes. They are always beautiful and I always learn something new. Let's take a moment. Kurt, can you stand up once again? Everybody that served in the United States or in any military, could you stand up so we can acknowledge you? Kevin's already standing. Surrey, yep. Thank you very much. All right, Randy Mills, our foundation chair. He has a wonderful presentation for us this morning.
Thank you, Carrie. Wonderful but brief. So this Rotary year to date, with our foundation has been able to invest in a variety and a spectrum of nonprofit organizations providing benefits that fill the need gaps, for those that are underserved. We've been able to invest a total of $22,000. And I'm glad that you applauded because this is because of you. Thanks to you. Thanks to your support and your financial contributions and your generosity. And I will even throw in there, if you haven't yet made a donation specifically to our local foundation, you can go to our webpage, directly to our webpage, because this is different than the Rotary International Foundation. So you go directly to our webpage, Rotary Club of Raleigh, donate, and you can give directly to the foundation. But thank you for making this possible. And I'm very happy to introduce our most recent sponsored agency. Join me up here. This is India Williams. She is the executive director of Loaves and Fishes, and she put in an application for support on her summer enrichment program that she wanted to move from 2 weeks to 4 weeks, providing during the summer, months, those that have nothing to do, they don't typically have activities, and here with her program, they're able to enjoy cultural enrichment, math and literacy, skills improvements, and so on. But I will hand this to India so she can say a couple of words.
Thank you, Randy, and thank you for the invitation to this wonderful afternoon. And thank you, Raleigh Rotarians, for thank you for your generosity. We cannot do the work that we do without support. And so it is very, it is with a lot of gratitude that I stand here and say that we are appreciative that you find it important to donate to organizations that are out here doing the work. And I do want to point out that Loaves and Fishes was just recently, as of Friday, recognized by the City of Raleigh's Human Relations Committee as the 2026 Legacy Nonprofit Impact Award recipient. So you are, yeah. So I said that to say you all are spot on with who you're directing your funds to. We're doing the work, and we're happy to say that this is the 45th year of impact that Loaves and Fishes has made. As Randy mentioned, we support pre-K through 12 youth through after-school and summer programming. These are our most under-resourced youth in the city that we take on free of charge for the after-school and summer programming. And so we know that although the price tag is free of charge, it still takes funds to do programming for after-school and summer. And so it is through generosity like yours and other organizations that we make that happen. So thank you, and thank you for having me today.
Thank you, India. And now I am very pleased to present you with a check from our foundation of $5,000 in support of your program. Thank you for your work.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Randy. And thank you to you and your team for all the work that you do. Tom, you got a golf update for us? Tom Holder?
How much time do I have? I'm kidding. There were 7 Rotarians and 1 guest who participated a couple of Mondays ago. We were at Lockmere and Cary. Rotarians across North Carolina come together to play in this tournament once a year. And I'm proud of our club. We always have at least a team of 4. And this time we had a team of 8, and 7 of us played. We had great weather. We had great fellowship. And the reality is, it's good to see everybody here. But when you get to know your Rotary brothers and sisters is when you roll up your hands and you do a project together. Where you go out there and ride 18 holes. And I'm always grateful for Pete, Gary, and Tom Holder for standing around because I play custom golf. My golfing's not up to his level, which is awesome. We had a great time, raised a lot of money for our obviously baseball and all. That's all the time.
And we've got a circle with Kevin, and I believe Sarah Reeves even talked about it.
Well, actually, I'll finish up. Wake Up and Read, guys. We were doing the book drive. If you have any other books, Sarah will take those. We're still, going to collect those. Didn't get a lot here at the meeting, but I know a lot of people had them at home. And Harrison has 200 books, so we need to connect you guys. But Sarah's going to talk a little bit about a service opportunity, 2 of them, one this Saturday, and then I'll talk about one next Saturday, which I think will piggyback on what James is probably going to say.
Kevin is my Rotary boss. So this Saturday, 9 to noon at Dick's at Stone Houses. So if you don't know how to get there, the address is on your table, but it's in the center of Dick's, behind the hospital, and look down the hill. That's where it is. And some of us will be there early. We're going to clean outdoor furniture, and the city, believe it or not, this means a whole lot to them. They've been talking to me about this for months. They really need it. They appreciate it. They want it done more often. And if Rotary wants to do it again, they'd love for us to do it again. If we don't, they're going to open it up to other groups. But they bought all the supplies weeks ago. You don't have to bring anything. If you don't like cleaning supplies, don't worry about it, because it's literally just Dawn dish soap. They don't allow volunteers to use chemicals. They're very organized. We're going to start a little bit early. There's going to be staging. The furniture is going, this is cleaning outdoor. The furniture is going, most of it is going to sit on trees that need to be watered anyway. Some of these mature trees that are under some stress. And so the furniture is going to be there. We're going to walk out there so they will hurt it. And this time, because of Juneteenth coming up, other summer events at Dick's Park. And personally, it was timed, few of you knew my dad. And, he'll be one of you. So, he liked to work a lot with Rotary. And, he would push through, you know. The day my mother died, he replaced the cabinet under the kitchen sink. So I think that he would like to be with Kevin and to be working married. And so we're definitely doing this. We have 5 spots filled, there's 10 spots, and there's a link. It's not a Rotary sign up, it's a City of Raleigh sign up. So you need to go to that time, it's on, and the reason they do it that way, they have to have their waivers. And they don't want you to bring any supplies. I went to one of these with some supplies for weeding. They told me, even though they knew me, they said, Sarah, go put that back in your car. Because they're just very, very sharp. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sarah. Sarah, your husband Jerry are big supporters of Rotary, and your dad. He was one of my mentors early on in this club, and he did a lot for this club. Really encourage you guys. I'm going to reach out to a lot of you personally this week. Please help us out. We only need 5 more volunteers for this Saturday. It should be complete in a few hours. Dick's Park is part of our community. We made a commitment as, you know, Rotarians to support that park. Ways planting trees with the city. Dick's Park, we had a gala out there to raise money to help them with their conservancy efforts and build the trolls, which if you haven't seen the trolls, you got to come out and see them. So please come out this Saturday. And then next Saturday is another opportunity that somebody else is talking about, but somebody else I think is talking. James, come on up here. We're going to piggyback. All right, we're tying ribbons around the old oak tree. Wasn't there a song?
Okay. And everyone sing it? Go ahead.
Tie yellow ribbon. No.
Okay, forget it. All right, I was not expecting to present today, but that's not a problem. 13th, which is the following Saturday, we're going to be wrapping 250 oak trees around the city. We already have the areas that the city would like us to wrap. We're going to have 6 teams. And I believe, Linda, the sign-up sheet is being finalized. John was supposed to be here, but we will have it finalized. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a fun time. I said last week when I presented, my group will be treated to something special, but every team will have a lot of fun. Quick work, 9 to 11, and it's we're going to be wrapping 250 oak trees with red, white, and blue ribbons. You can't go wrong with that. So try to come out for that, and more to come when we get the sign up sheet finalized. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, the sign up, but this isn't as intimidating. All the trees are located, a team will basically be confined to a park in downtown Raleigh, so 1 city block. So it really is, we say 3 hours. I think this is going to be done in an hour, and then there'll be plenty of time for the rewards. So.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys. And James, I think you're wearing a perfect shirt to stand up here and talk about volunteering. You're a dedicated volunteer. Thank you. All right, Diamante.
Thank you. Yes. All righty, you guys. How are we doing today? I know there's a lot of changes going on, but how are we doing today? There we go. There we go. With that being said, you guys, I love coming here. Love the club. We also had a service project update regarding Stars and Stripes. I could not attend that event due to work, but we had our own Cassie come out, our own Shakima come out, and we had, who else? Oh, and Cassie brought her husband with her and her daughter. With that being said, though, they had a good time bowling, just trying to do some things differently regarding here as a club, you know, having more engagement, trying to just have a little more fun when we have our service social. Excuse me. But with that being said as well, too, one of the favorite parts about joining our club or being a part of this club is we bring on a new member. So Pharrell, come on up, man. Boy, you shot right there, boy. Look good like you. Nah, I got a long way to go. With that being said, Pharrell, your membership application has been reviewed and approved in accordance with our club constitution and bylaws. We will now proceed in admitting you into membership in the Rotary Club of Raleigh and the Friendship of Rotary throughout the world by answering I will. Also want to let you guys know our own Harrison Turner is Pharrell's sponsor as well, our own president. So I know Harrison's not going to put his name just on anybody. With that being said, question one, will you join us as we strive to live a life of service above self?
I will.
Will you join us in our activities for our service projects and fundraising activities in support of our community?
I will.
Awesome. And then last, will you join us in supporting Rotary's efforts worldwide, which focus on these 7 areas: promoting peace, disease prevention, providing clean water and sanitation, maternal and child health, basic education and literacy, economic and community development, and protecting the environment, and yeah. And protect. Also, let me pin you real quick. Thank you. All righty, you guys. I ask for all fellow Rotarians, please stand up. And let's all give a round of applause to Pharrell for joining our club. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Diamante, and welcome to the club, Pharrell. And if you guys, I got to chat with him a few weeks ago. He has great energy. Really excited to have that in our club. He's also an avid outdoorsman and camper. So if you like that, go chat with him. All right, Judge Hunter and Sam, would you guys come up here and give us an update on America 250?
Thank you, Carrie. John Cates is not here today, and I hate that he couldn't be here because y'all know how much dedication fundraising.
James, you were on the last call. How much we have today so far with the tree project? Do you know how much we have so far with the tree project? Yeah. There you go, 79.
79,000. Okay. Well, today we're going to beat that by a significant amount, I think. I'm glad to have with me today Sam Murray. Some of you know that my wife Nancy and I moved to Raleigh after all my life in Marion about a year ago to a new senior retirement community, Hayes Barton Place. It's owned by Liberty Corporation. They've got, how many, Sam, they own?
25.
25. They've got Carrie, the Templeton. And this new one, I tell people it's like a Ritz-Carlton. Some of you are probably on the waiting list over there. And So I've been talking to Sam, and he's been talking to his corporation, and so I'm glad to have him with me today to make an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Hunter. And thank you all for having me today. Really appreciate being here. As Mr. Hunter said, I've gotten to know him pretty well over the last 2 years. I'm the executive director for independent living at Hayes Barton Place, which is located right on the corner of Oberlin and Fairview. And when Mr. Hunter kind of approached me a few months ago about this campaign, I really felt it was a great way for us to give back to the community. Our company, through our advertising and marketing efforts, are always looking for not just marketing and advertising opportunities, but also local organizations, fundraisers to give back to throughout the course of the year. And obviously, as a development company, we know some trees were taken down with the development of Hayes Barton Place. We did put some back as well with the new property, but we felt this America 250 campaign was a very worthwhile opportunity for us. So Hayes Barton Place is making a $2,500 donation to this campaign this year, working to hopefully become a full sponsor by the end of this year as well. So again, just thank you to Mr. Hunter, really, for pushing me on this the last few months. And he's been a really great guy to get to know, and I can tell how much he does for this community. So again, just want to introduce myself, say thank you all for having me here today. And I know, any dollar goes a long way in projects like these. So hopeful to continue working with you all in the years to come as kind of a new company in this area. So thank you.
Thanks, Sam. And by the way, I'm sure I got to put a plug in for John. If you haven't donated a tree yet, and I know there's a lot of us have, consider donating a tree. What, $250, I think it is, and we're getting a long way. I bet if we had everybody 100% in here, we'd be over 100,000, which is our goal, isn't it? I think 100,000 goal.
Thank you, Judge Hunter. Thank you, Sam. All right, we have birthdays and anniversaries. We've got Charlie Upshaw. It's his birthday this week on the 3rd. He's not here today, but send him a birthday text or email. Martin and Sarah Wharf, they have an anniversary on the 7th. So a happy anniversary to them. Upcoming meetings next week, got Sarah Purdue, which is going to be a talk about outreach and policy. She's an outreach and policy advisor for the NCDOJ. There's no meeting June 15th. That's the week of Juneteenth. And then our own Tom Weber is going to be talking to us about Cambodia, which is a project you went on with Rotary, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So that's going to be fantastic. Don't miss that. And then I think we have the next one is our end of the year meeting. Don't forget the cart buckets on the middle of the table. That goes, any spare change you have, that goes to support Alzheimer's and dementia research. We're not going to do happy dollars today because we want to have plenty of time for our speaker. So we're going to go right on forward to our, I might have skipped it, our raffle. But we'll do our raffle right now.
We've got weekly money for today's winner, and then our winner gets to draw a card, see if they could win a little more. So let's have somebody that didn't buy a ticket but did a lot of work this week with Rotary to pull this out. Randy, you look like a good suspect, brother. Give me a winner. There we are. Randy's got 144488. Mr. Charles Leedy. All right, Chuck. Come on up here. Let's draw. No, I'll need to hold that. Come on up, Charles. See if you get a winner or not. I'm gonna cut these cards because I don't know what you did with them. All right. There we are.
How much is in the pot?
We got 509 in the pot. So if he pulls the ace of clubs, he'll win 509. If he pulls a joker, he wins $100. Any card you like, sir? Right there out of the middle.
Yeah, almost.
Oh,
It's a club.
10 of clubs. No winner. The joker pot lives.
All right. Thank you. Congratulations, Chuck. Okay. We are ready. I don't think I forgot anything. Did I, Linda? No, I don't think so. All right. We're going to move right on to our feature presentation. Taylor Duncan is here today to talk about alternative golf. And as he makes his way up here, golf. I'm sorry, I have golf on the brain. Baseball, alternative baseball. As he makes his way up here, you can kind of come up here, and I'm gonna introduce him, and then. All right, so Taylor Duncan, I'm gonna read this intro right here. Oh no. Taylor Duncan is the founder of Alternative Baseball, which challenges our perspective of being an athlete, leader, and community integration advocate. Since his autism diagnosis at age 4, Taylor often was rejected from playing baseball due to preconceived notions about those on the spectrum. Undeterred, Taylor improved his technique by working with some of the best in baseball and would later take experiences to start a local movement that provide inclusive opportunities for others like himself to learn tenets of character to win in the sport of life and on and off the diamond. In recent years, to respond to the need for growing and diversified opportunities for those with disabilities, Taylor pivoted from simply playing baseball to a community-based movement that focused on teaching life skills for the future. Today, Taylor's organization now comprises numerous programs in 12 states, also offering consultancy work to develop new sports and leadership programs outside of North America. He and his group have been showcased on The Today Show, ESPN Baseball Tonight, WGN TV, and many other outlets. So with that, we would love to hear more from you. Please help me welcome Taylor up to the podium.
Thank you. All right, we're waiting on the video clip for the presentation to be booted up. Okay, then we'll move on forward. If we can get the presentation on the screen, please. Yeah, sure, why not? So Alternative Baseball provides the authentic baseball experience for teens and adults with autism and other disabilities, ages 15 years of age and older. And we focus on teaching the life skills rather than just solely on the competitive aspect of it itself. And as we wait for the presentation, are we in too much in front of the speaker here? Okay. A little wave like this. Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, the biggest thing with that is I was diagnosed on the autism spectrum growing up, and I dealt with a lot of issues, speech issues, sensory issues, anxiety issues, other issues of the nature as a result of having autism, which as I was younger, didn't have the opportunities to play due to the developmental delays. But with the help of my mother and other teachers and coaches and other mentor-like figures, I've been able to get to where I am today to be able to provide a proper sport when you lose, yes, but not many people tend to talk about what it takes to be a proper winner and show sportsmanship in that aspect of it as well. Dealing with the team environment of those with differing, not only abilities, but as we can relate to in our work situations on a day-to-day basis, those of differing personalities. And that's really the biggest thing with that as well. So I'll go ahead and talk as we wait for the presentation to be loaded as well. We focus on our practices. That is the first step in every athlete's alternative baseball journey, where they start with the practices in the program, where we first have those who sign up. A lot of them had never played baseball before in their entire life, never even had their hand in a glove, never had an opportunity to swing a real wood bat like this. And the other thing with that is we really work on developing those core teamwork skills before we get them ready for the games themselves. You ever heard the analogy, you have to crawl before you can walk, and you have to walk before you can run. We take a very careful philosophy and how we articulate that to our athletes. We don't throw them on the field and say, okay, sink or swim, everybody. It's all about providing an opportunity to where everybody has a chance to learn and grow from their own skill sets where they're at, and whatever goals that they have off the diamond as well, they focus on really learning everything that they possibly need to learn to be able to transfer into the workplace as they get older. One of the big things is that when so many of them graduate out of high school, what happens is after they graduate out of what's called the IDEA Act, the federal legislation allowing those with disabilities with an IEP to attend public school until they're at the age 21 or 22 in some states, a lot of the eligibility for the resources that are around, that's a sad reality, really. They crash because they get too old to participate, and some of the other resources, as great as they are, the disability spectrum is a much wider spectrum that needs all sorts of resources to succeed in a community, not just one or two, because every person is different. No two people are the same. And based on the needs that they have and experience level. Next, the games that we host. The games are often 7 innings, or if you're like the one that we're going to be hosting at the great stadium at Durham Athletic Park come November 7th. One of my favorite stadiums of all time. Who here knows Durham, folks? Amazing stadium. And it's turning 100 this year. How cool is that? And that one is going to be 9 innings. With disabilities, playing alongside. After our game, we're hosting at the Field of Dreams in Dyersville, Iowa next month, the 80s double feature, and they'll be playing with traditional baseball rules. They will be participating bats, wood professional bats, just like this one, and I'll pass it around in a little while longer after our demonstration. And okay, very good. We got our presentation now. Woo-hoo. All right, let's go straight to where we were at. They provide the authentic game experience. They're scored. They use the Major League rule set, which are 7 innings and 4 balls a walk, and 3 strikes is an out. And yes, whether the players can pitch 30 miles per hour, or we've had a couple that can throw in the middle 80s. Yeah, Jesus, right. Even for me. And whether they have a hard time hitting the strike zone or whether they hit the strike zone square on the peg, square in the center, the players pitch and the players often catch, just like a traditional baseball team. There are no rule changes here, unlike some of the other programs you might have heard of. And the only adaptation we have is the type of ball that we use. Well, not really an adaptation, because in Japan, even some people call them able-bodied, some people say neurotypical, depending on the preferred terminology there. They use what's called a Kenko rubber baseball, and we have to buy these from Japan. They don't sell them in the US. And it carries and flies like a traditional baseball does. But there's no inner core to be able to hurt you if it gets hit. I don't understand why most places don't really have them in America. It's very good safety medium. And that's what we utilize as well. And despite that, we've still had, well, I hit the very first home run in alternative baseball history last year. And we've had some over the fence, and we've had some community leaders that have hit one over the fence too. So the competitive quality hasn't slipped because of that adaptation there. And we love to revive classic traditions. Since it's supposed to play a sound and it can't, I would like to have 2 volunteers come up here, please. Either that or I have to volunteer somebody. Who would like to come up for a demonstration? All right. Welcome, gentlemen. How many of you have ever seen the movie The Sandlot before? Never saw it. Yeah, a few of you. That's cool. That's cool. So this is how we determine home and away in each of our games. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to toss it lightly, not too light where it hits the television, but lightly. And you're gonna catch it right here. You're gonna go hand over hand, no more than a 1/4 inch apart, all the way to the knob. And then before you go back to your seat, I have to raise your arm. All right, what your role is to do now is you got to cheer as loud as you can. Let all the way down in Charlotte and Atlanta hear you, all the way down to Miami even. And maybe if it's loud enough, Major League Baseball will finally bring a team to Raleigh. All right. Here you go. You can hold that for me. I love this drill. It's fantastic. Okay. On your mark. Get set. Go. All right. We have our winner. Thank you so much for your participation. I wish I had a prize for you. You have a great set of baseball cards on the table already. Most of you should. Fantastic. Well, you might wonder, why do we bring back historic traditions like this? Is it just out of sheer nostalgia? Well, you have to really strategize to win something like that. You don't win by sheer luck off of flying off the seat of your britches, do you? No. And it teaches you turn-taking skills as well that you would ordinarily learn through playing similar skills games like that. Coin flips, they don't teach you nothing. This, they need to be bringing it back to youth clubs across the U.S., in my honest opinion. And everybody enjoys it. There's another art of this, another piece of a baseball Americana, as I call it, too. And so it goes into our Playing for Community Integration Tour, where we go to places across really the Southeast, but we're going to Iowa this year as well. As I've said before, November 7th, we're playing at the Durham Athletic Park. And it's going to be a fantastic time as well. And we're actively inviting community leaders, community participation, and we're trying to fill the stadium of 5,000 to really make our mark not only in local baseball history, but to commemorate the 100th year anniversary of Durham Athletic Park as well. And what we want out of this event is not just that one event to say, hey, just come over here and it's free admission, everything. We have a long-term plan that we want to go into to be able to impact the communities across the Triangle region, especially right here in Raleigh and Wake County long-term. We're looking for somebody local to help coach a local program here, to help be our contact person to start a local program for those teens and adults with autism and other disabilities right here in the Triangle region, so that we can make the impact, not just a day or a week or a month or a year, but generationally. And I think that's deep down, I think in everybody in their individual sectors, I think that's what everybody wants, is generational impact, and that's what we have to go. David Green, the founder of Hobby Lobby, said in his book that he tries to plan for the next 150 years. Well, thinking about that, when I read his book, it was about, okay, long after I'm gone, long after my tenure as CEO is over too, because that day will come. I want this project to supersede what I've been able to do today. And by doing these kind of community events today and committing to the communities coming from Atlanta and speaking to groups like this as well and being part of the community here and contributing, that's how we make that happen of community impact. Our different programs across the U.S. as well, especially in Bluefield, West Virginia, and Beckley, West Virginia, those groups get our athletes involved in their local community. After on the diamond, it's all about using your stewardship as an athlete in an environment, an inclusive environment, and taking the opportunity that the community gives you and investing that back. Investing that back into the community. And the next thing as well, we've launched our next sub-project. We will be recording the Durham game as well as all of our games on our new YouTube channel called the ABO Superstation. How many of you watched Ted Turner's Superstation or WGN way back when the day? You watched the Braves. You watched, well, in the 80s, you had Dale Murphy and you have Bob Horner, rest in peace, my friend, and Bobby Cox. But they weren't the greatest, but at least you can watch it on television for free. Now you can watch our games just like in that style. We record the games and we put it through tapes, and we actually have commentary that sounds like it came out of the late 1970s and early 1980s. That entire baseball Americana vibe that really should be preserved. And we do this in a social environment where the encouragement is vital. We focus on building the teamwork skills. We focus on building those relationships and friendships on that team setting and teaching those interpersonal skills through that experience, through our mission to provide life and leadership skills enrichment for America's pastime for the success of people with disabilities on and off the diamond, whether it's where I'm originally based in Atlanta, or now having a program now setting up all the way down on the island of Puerto Rico, or elsewhere in the country, or right here in the great city of Raleigh, North Carolina. We want to make that generational impact as big as we possibly can, and we need your help to help us make that happen. Together, we can continue to, come on, say it with me, folks, break barriers. The ceiling is all the way up there. We got to at least raise it a little bit higher than that, all right? All right, once again, everybody, together we can break barriers. And together we can continue to power through perceptions. Visit us at alternativebaseball.org for more information. And to be able to keep up with us, I have a newsletter list where I can send you the individual episode of ABO Superstation, as well as more information about how you can get involved with a potential local Raleigh club, as well as information on the event at the DAP. Thank you all very much, folks, for your time and for the invitation. I've enjoyed my time in the great city and great county, Wake County, North Carolina. Thank you all so much, everybody. Usually that plays a sound, but I'll do it instead. Thank you very much.
Taylor, don't go anywhere. That was amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your energy and your passion for this. We have a few minutes for questions. So Chuck, then I'll come to you, Randy, and then Kevin.
How long is the season? How many games?
Okay, so when you have somebody that runs a local program, they determine their own schedule. A lot of it's going to depend on the access that the city gives us or any of the other cities within the county. And usually, to give you an average, in the southeastern region, it's spring and fall. In Washington State, where we have one in Tacoma, it's summer and fall because of all the rain in the spring. Weather has a lot to do with the field access and what we're able to do. But yes, spring and fall, they organize their games with other groups, community groups, as well as we continue growing this thing, other ABO clubs as well. The nearest would be in Beckley and Bluefield right now. But as we build one here, we want to take one to Charlotte. We want to take one to Wilmington. We want to take one to every major city in the Carolinas as we possibly can to build this circuit up. And that's the next step, the next goal right now. But national, you have your tour games we do in different cities to where we introduce ourselves to those community leaders. Right now, we're playing games and networking. Next, we're taking the networking and trying to make it a full-blown league season. Everybody will have their own individual schedules. Whatever works best for their communities. Hello. So she asked, what is the age range for the participants? Is that correct? Okay, very good, very good. 15 years of age and up, there's no maximum age cap. And it's those of all intellectual and really all disabilities. They just have to know that there's no buddies in the field. Everybody swings and participates independently. And that's the only caveat there. We leave it to every individual to determine what is the best resource for them. My pleasure.
Heather, you and I were talking before about the Bulls Athletic Park.
Correct.
So just to clarify.
Yes. The original 100-year-old park, that's exactly what I physically requested for certain, because the history matters. We did a game at Rickwood Field in Birmingham, Alabama a couple years ago. Tim Hudson, that used to pitch for the Braves, he showed up and he pitched a couple of innings. And we want to make some similar magic happen, as well as the historic VAP. And we're very happy that the city council there is keeping it and they're not wrecking it down. Absolutely, yes. So the baseball cards that I've given you, if you haven't been given any yet, I will make sure that I give some to you before you leave today. We have sponsors who cover runs of the baseball cards, and we have those produced as giveaways to help promote the organization, whether it's through things like today or at our individual events, to where we're giving those away as free giveaways, because man, who doesn't love baseball cards, right? And they're the biggest pieces of sponsorship memorabilia that we could possibly do, that really gets our word out there and shows everybody who we are in a small item that you can carry in your palm or put in your pocket, bend up, crumple, whatever, like you did in the old days. And that's really what that's about too. We have a run being done for the Durham game. Chick-fil-A in Durham, it's pending sponsorship, but they're supposed to be helping us out with that. And Kerry Keisler, better known as Smithfield's Barbecue, is going to be sponsoring the jerseys for the game in Durham as well. And so the event will be free admission with any donations. We're looking for volunteers to help us make this successful, to help us get the word out. We want to fill every possible seat we possibly can in the stands, making it feel like as much of 1985 as we possibly can. And so if you decide that you have a brain fart immediately after you leave today, and like, man, oh my gosh, I should have asked him this, but it just didn't occur to me at the time. Trust me, I've had those moments too. And if you have those questions, I am accessible. I am always an open door. Reach out at alternativebaseball.org today or any day, and I'm happy to answer your calls and answer your questions anytime. Thank you all very much, Raleigh. Thank you so much.
Thank you again, Taylor. And as a token of our appreciation, we've got a Rotary Club of Raleigh shirt and a mug.
I love you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Another round of applause for Taylor. That was fantastic. All right, guys. So and Harrison will be back next week. In the things we think, say, and do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Meeting is adjourned. And go Canes!